that we covered was the two huge funnels in your business intensive. I felt like it was a very productive intensive. I felt like we both got a lot and really understood what we were both talking about. And now this is the chance to really dive into like what are these funnels actually going to look like? And this is our opportunity to be able to bring everything together. So I want to dive and kind of give an overview of what those funnels are going to look like. So the first one is going to be that proposal secrets funnel, which is going to include that services page, the lead capture form, the VSL, the order form, and the order confirmation. So here's what it looks like. So as I showed you on the business intensive, this is the opt-in, and then we've got the VSL, we have the application form, and then the discovery call, and then the order page, and then the confirmation page. So I want to dive into each one of these components for just a little bit. So for this opt-in, this is going to include the services page, and it's going to include the opt-in form so that they can be able to watch this VSL. Now, whether or not they watch the VSL, we're going to send an email sequence out to be able to welcome them and introduce them to you. And the first one's going to be a welcome email so that they can know exactly what to expect, who you are, what you do, and just be able to place those expectations in that very first email. And then the second one is going to be starting at the point of high drama. And I love this part because it gets people's attention and it really helps them hone in on, what is the problem? Like, what is the issue that I have right now? And it's this very simple way to be able to create a complex issue in their head and then say, hey, I learned this really, really cool thing, but I'm not going to share it with you until tomorrow. And so you have to read my third email, which is the Epiphany Bridge email. Now, this email is going to be able to explain what is that epiphany that you had in your life that is going to gave you that experience or the reason that you're in wholesaling real estate now, and be able to help them understand more about you and your story. Now, the entire point of this welcome sequence is to be able to help them get to know you a lot better and be able to help them understand what your solution is. So then the fourth one is going to be the hidden benefits email. Now, this is going to be, I learned that I love doing wholesaling real estate, but I didn't learn until later that I actually freed up a ton of my time. It's now an automated, more passive way to be able to create income for myself and other hidden benefits that we're going to cover. And this is a Brunsonism for sure. He loves talking about these hidden benefits, and we're going to do the exact same thing. Now, in this fifth email, we're going to talk about a little bit more urgency, a little bit more scarcity of why they need to actually book a call with you. So whether or not they actually take you up on that offer, then they're then going to be put into another sequence. And this is one of my favorite sequences. And this is our sales email sequence, pushing them to be able to go back to this application form, first initially to the VSL, and then be able to go straight to that application form so that they can apply to work with you. This completely turns the entire cold calling, everything, just flips it on its head because people are coming to you. They say, hey, I want to work with you instead of you going out and chasing people down. The emails do that for you, and the VSL already sells it for you. So if not, here's the coolest part of this entire thing. So if they don't take you up on this offer, they're then moved to a waiting list. And that waiting list, like they actually can't apply to work with you anymore because they're on a waiting list. And if they try to, then the link isn't going to work. It's not going to work. And so the reason we do this, Luke, is to be able to show them that, hey, one, like you have to believe me when I say I'm going to close things, because when I do, it's closed. Like you can't work with me anymore. And it gives you a much higher point of authority in their minds. And the reason this works so well is because the next time that you open this, which is usually in 12 to 14 days, I like 12 days. In 12 days from now, you can say, hey, it's open 48 hours only though. So you have to be able to go and get everything, get your application form finished within this 48 hours because we're going to close it again. And like they know now that you're serious and you're not kidding around. And so this is one of the coolest parts of this entire funnel is that it's real urgency, it's real scarcity, and that's what gets people to take action. That's what gets people to actually fill out the forms and be able to book their discovery call. So now the cool part about this discovery call is that I was thinking a lot about this, and I think what we're going to do is we're actually going to have a VA be able to take these discovery calls. I know initially we had said that you were going to do them, but I think it's going to be able to position you in a much higher light of saying, hey, Luke isn't able to take these calls. He's actually very busy with a lot of other things that he's doing, and you are. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a script for this VA who can be able to take these discovery calls and be able to sell and close these intensives. So we're going to have a stone cold closer on your team to be able to take these discovery calls and then send them to this intensive order page. And that's what happens right here. Here on this phone call, they get a confirmation email and then a sequence to be able to say, hey, get excited because you're about to have this, blow your mind with this blueprint, this roadmap, and it's going to be incredible. So takes them to the order page and then the order confirmation page. So that's kind of a high level overview of the Proposal Secrets real estate funnel. So now the second one, the high ticket webinar funnel. So I know you currently have a registration page, you have a confirmation page, you have a countdown page, watch room, replay room. So what we're going to do is be able to create optimizations so that we can be able to get this registration page as high as we can. And we're going to be able to create also a sales amplifier page. And this is super important because like we said before, so many people like to consume this content in a different way. And so we give them the ability to be able to do that. One on this sales amplifier page, which one is going to be able to give people the opportunity to see other testimonials. They're going to be able to see other things and other people who you've been able to work with. And it's going to be incredible from, right, all of the people that we had come through this Proposal Secrets funnel. Okay, so hopefully this is making sense of how we're going to get these testimonials. And then we're going to have an order form and then order confirmation form. And then we're going to have a members area. And we're going to set that up so that we can be able to get people into this. So once people buy, they have a place to be able to go. So high level overview, this is what the high ticket webinar funnel looks like. So drive traffic from Facebook. People can register for the webinar and then they have a thank you page where their seat is confirmed. And once that happens, it automatically triggers a sequence of Zoom reminder emails. Now, these are going to be emails to be able to help people to say, hey, get excited for the webinar. It's coming up very, very soon. We usually have these sequences. We have a couple. We usually have one that goes out right when they confirm their seat, right 24 hours before the webinar actually starts, 2 hours before it starts, 10 minutes before it starts, and then we'll send out actually a text message reminder for people who have put in their phone number on here. So, oh my gosh, dude, this is incredible. I am so excited for it. So, and then the webinar itself, this is where the money happens, right? It's all in the script. And so we're going to craft a beautiful and high converting webinar script for you that you can be able to use to be able to sell and teach on this webinar and break those false beliefs. So once people finish the webinar, we send them out a email replay sequence. And usually those are a couple emails saying, hey, go check out the replay if you weren't able to see it before. Once this sequence is over, then we're going to move them to a follow-up sequence. And this follow-up sequence is going to be a follow-up sequence of emails that push people back to this order page, all crafted and modeled after the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Russell Brunson. So that's what we have for these follow-up sequence emails, and then sending them back to this order page. Once they purchase, they go to the thank you page and then to the members area. So that's what this funnel looks like. So that's kind of a high level overview of the kind of a summary of those two funnels that we are talking about. Now I want to dive a little bit deeper into the actual Proposal Secrets funnel and what it's going to take to actually pull this off. And so with the Proposal Secrets funnel, we have three different things here. We've got the copy, we've got the design, and then we've got the traffic. So what's the copy? What's the words on the page that are going to get people to actually be persuaded and believe you? How is it going to be designed? How is it going to look on the page? And then traffic. How are we going to get people, once we have this funnel built with the design and the copy, how do we actually get people inside the funnel and moving through this beautiful creation that we have. So let's talk about the copy first. So we create copy that converts. And there's a couple different ways that we do that. First, it has to be on the landing page, right here in this opt-in page. What is the hook, the story, and the offer that we create for this opt-in page? And then for the VSL, right? Every single point of this funnel, what is the hook? What is the story? What is the offer? And we have that for each of these things. Why should I actually listen to you? And we have that with a VSL script. The way logistically this is going to work is we'll write the script and then we'll send it over to you and we'll have you record a voiceover just reading the script. And then the most time consuming part of this is being able to sync your voice with the slides for the VSL script, just so you know. So we have that VSL, and then we'll have that welcome email sequence, boom, 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 that we talked about before. Then we'll have the sales email sequence right here, and then they move to a waiting list. And then for the VA, we're going to have a custom discovery call script. So they can literally read the script, be able to have a conversation with the prospect, and then be able to close that intensive that is going to happen right here, order page, and then order confirmation page. So that's the copy for this funnel. So now let's talk about the design that actually looks good. So a couple different places. We're going to have it first on the opt-in page, designing that. We have to design the value video, the VSL page. And then we have to design the application form and what that looks like and those questions. And then the page to actually book the discovery call and then having that booked with your calendar. And then we have this thank you page. Hey, thanks so much for applying. We really appreciate it. Here's what you can expect. And then we'll have the intensive order page, order confirmation page. And then, like I said before, we're going to hire VAs for calls and then Stripe integrations and then emails. Okay, so I've got everything taken care of there. And that is going to be the design of this Proposal Secrets funnel. So now let's talk about traffic. So how are we actually going to get people in here? So what we have is a 180-day, 6-month Facebook conversion campaign. And this happens in a couple of different ways. The first thing is our campaign. So we have 3 different campaigns that we run. So the first one is going to be a brand awareness campaign. And this campaign is usually, somebody's never heard of you before. Like, we're not going to say, hey, go sign up for this webinar or go apply to work with me, right? Like, that doesn't make any sense. We haven't provided any value. There's no reason for them to be able to trust us. And so the way that we do this online is a little bit different. First, the campaign that we run is through a brand awareness campaign. Now, this is usually like a video, and it's a lead campaign introducing you to a brand new cold audience. From there, we can be able to target and be able to see everybody who watches a certain percentage of that video, or if they engage with that video. And then that way we can be able to gauge how much does this person know, how interested is this person based on how long they watch the video. And those are usually value videos that we're providing. There's no call to action here. This is just pure value of building a relationship initially. And then the third part of this is we can also run some testimonial ads. And once we start to accumulate those, we can be able to implement those into our consideration campaign. And then right here is the moneymaker, the conversion campaign, the hard close, right? This is like, hey, now that you've seen some of my stuff, like, come over and I want you to actually come and work with me. Like, I want to help you and be able to, basically, like, I want you to come and sign up for this case study training that I have. It's free, and you can be able to. All you need to do is put your email in on the next page, and then you can watch that and get to know me a little bit better. So that's the conversion campaign. So now let's talk about audiences. So with these audiences, we're going to have 5 custom audiences and then 5 target audiences. The difference is the 5 custom audiences are those that we are going out and customizing, obviously, what people who like certain pages, people who follow certain influencers, and we're trying to find those people that would be interested in what you have to sell. And then we have 5 target audiences. These target audiences are taking those custom audiences and chipping away, right? How can we get to the crux of the most targeted, hot audiences that we can? And so 5 of these audiences, we're going to be chipping away and testing different ads with these different audiences so that we can be able to find the one that converts the highest. Now, Within these ad sets of these campaigns, we're going to have 3 different ads with social proof, then 2 different ad creative variations on each ad. So don't get overwhelmed with this. Just think big picture, 3 campaigns, and then 3 ad sets, and then 2 ad creatives for each of those ads. So we're kind of just coming down each of the sequences. So we'll write the copy for that. We'll write design the creative, and then set up those audiences for you so you don't have to. Now, part 2, some extras and some fun add-ons is, I know you have probably seen Russell's Facebook Lives that he does. He loves those. Back in the day, he used to do them on Periscope, and he used to be able to do like these like webinar hacks. Like he would send people to a specific page, like, hey, go sign up for my thing. And for you, like what we're going to do is 2 Facebook Live campaigns per month. We're going to do 2 a month. And the way that these work is we're going to, just deliver a ton of value. We'll be on there with the Facebook Live campaign to make sure all the tech is set up and everything's set up correctly. And all you have to do is show up. And then we're going to have a video, and then pushing people to whatever part of the funnel we want them to go to. Hey, go sign up for the value video for the VSL. Go apply to work with me. Go, sign up for the webinar. Like kind of at what stage are we like at, and which funnel are we promoting? So that's just going to depend on the month, but we're going to do 2 of those a month. And then very, very important, we're going to place those pixels for you on each of those funnels. So it's like, hey, all these people are coming in, but the people who didn't actually put in their email, let's retarget those people to say, hey, like, I noticed you didn't put in your email. Like, I know how valuable this video is and you're going to love it. So go back and go put in your email, and you can be able to get access to that case study training. So, and then maybe somebody actually did put in their email, but they didn't watch the full video, or they didn't apply to work with you. You're like, hey, I know you watched my video. Like, now you should go apply to work with me. And now that you understand this, so I can help you actually implement everything that we're talking about on here. So we have those different pixels to be able to track those people. And this is like, we set it up once and then we're done. So we don't ever have to worry about it, which is amazing. So we'll test that initially for 48 hours. And then we can give you an analysis of the results and suggestions that we have. Hey, this ad isn't performing super well. Hey, this ad is killing it. Let's keep and scale this ad because it's rocking the reactions right now. So we'll monitor that for about 180 days. We'll give you weekly updates on how that is running. The reason we do 180 is because we've got, because that is a way that we can be able to really get some solid results back from these ads. So we'll make 5 different adjustments and kind of just optimize each of these campaigns better, and we get a $5,000 ad spend per month, which should be plenty. So so that's the proposal secrets funnel for part 1. Now part 2 is what we talked about, is the high ticket webinar funnel. So now that we've actually created this done with you service, done for you service, like how do we actually create like the courses and the group coaching for this? And the best way to be able to do this is in the high ticket webinar funnel. So, and just like the proposal secrets funnel, there's 3 different parts. We got the copy, design, and the traffic. So with the copy, that converts. I know that you already have a registration page, thank you page. So we're just going to make any necessary edits that we need to for those pages. And then the moneymaker right here, right? The webinar script. And we're going to write that webinar script and just make sure that it is as optimized as we can for this market. Like we said before, we're going to have those 5 reminder emails that go out, 5 follow-up emails that go out, and then we're going to have that sales amplifier page, be able to help people consume that content in a different way. And then we're going to have the order form page, and then the order confirmation page, and then we're going to have the members area. So that's the copy that we're going to have: registration page, thank you page, script, the emails, the sales amplifier page, the order form, the order confirmation. So that's the copy that we're going to need. Now the design that we're going to need, and like we said, this is just going to be edits to what you already have. So registration page, thank you page, countdown page, watch room, replay room, sales amplifier page, order form, order confirmation. I'm not sure, we didn't cover this really on the business intensive, but if you don't have a free gift that you're giving away, then we can help you design that. If you already do, fantastic, we'll just use that one. Now we have the webinar slides. Now these slides we're going to sync with your voice so that you can be able to have this. You might ask like, hey, Adam, are we going to do an automated webinar or a live webinar? And the thing is that a lot of people want to do automated so that they can just create something and just be done with it. The issue with that though, just like Russell says, is that we don't really know like what those like things are, what those questions, all the questions that everybody has in their minds, but we can be able to do that with a couple live webinars, and eventually we can automate it once we actually have something that's converting and optimized very, very well. So with that being said, that's what we create for the webinar slides, and then the membership area itself as well. So then, just like we talked about with the Proposal Secrets funnel, we're also going to have part one of the traffic, and this is the exact same thing. We run the same campaigns, the same types, different campaigns, but the same idea: brand awareness, consideration, conversion campaigns. And then we have those custom and target audiences, and then we'll have the different ad sets and the different ad creative and variations. And like Facebook ads are all about testing. It's all about figuring out, putting some money behind it and kind of seeing where the leaks are. Okay, this ad isn't performing very well, or this ad's killing it, and let's keep using this ad or use more of these types of ads because that's what it seems people are responding to. So we write the copy, we create, design the creative, and we set up all the audiences for you. So same thing here, Facebook Live campaigns, placement of the pixels, and then we assess the audience for 48 hours, and then analysis of results and suggestions for different ads. We'll monitor the ads for 180 days, those 6 months, and then up to 5 different adjustments, and just to better optimize those campaigns, $5,000 of ad spend per month. So hopefully this is crystal clear now for the traffic. So now I want to dive into, how can I help? Because this probably seems overwhelming. We just went through everything you're going to need. That was the roadmap. That is the blueprint. That is exactly what you need to be able to create these different funnels and to be able to get them converting. So now I want to talk about how I can actually help you do this. So I want to give you an estimate of how much it's going to cost, and I'm going to give you a timeline of what you can expect. So first I want to talk about my buddy Daniel and his story, and then we'll talk about the timeline, the proposal itself, and then what happens post-report. So with Daniel, anyway, I'll just play the video, and I'll just show you what he's got to say. He's awesome.
My company launched an information product, and we created the funnel ourselves, but what we wanted was someone who knew their stuff, an expert in the area. So we had designed a very basic funnel, and Adam just came ahead and sort of blew us out of the water with all the changes in a good way of all his knowledge, all his tips and tricks. They were really, really good stuff. So I just want to say, if you're looking to hire an expert to review or revamp your funnel, you can't get any better than Adam. Like, he's really changed the way that everything we changed, and our conversions have been way higher than what we were before. So he knows his stuff and his stuff works. So all you have to do is implement what he says, and you'll be sweet. So I want to say again, thank you to Adam, and for anyone who's looking for someone to hire to look over their stuff and review it, Adam is a guy, and you can't go wrong with that.
Super cool. So now I want to talk about the timeline. So given this is an estimated timeline of exactly what we can get our deliverables to, so that you can be able to have a knowledge of how this is going to look. So assuming that we place the order on September 25th, we would be able to start the project and get everything rolling by the 9th of October. Now, of course, any delays in order placement are going to just push that start date down farther and farther. So we're going to have 2 mid-project reviews, one on the 8th of November and one on December 8th as well, so that we can be able to get those final edits and those deliverables and everything set for January 7th. So that is the timeline of what we're looking at. So that is the payment terms that I've projected for this project. Now, assuming that you do like everything in this report, I'll get to you the deliverables and the agreement and an invoice. And after we complete the project, dude, I would be stoked to be able to do some other projects. I love this stuff. So if that's something that you would like to have, I'd be more than happy to have that conversation with you later on that. So So that is how I can help. Now I want to explain a little bit more about how I actually work and what it's like to work with me. So I'm going to talk about getting in touch. We're going to talk about invoicing, and then I'll talk a little bit more about me. So getting in touch, obviously email, telephone, you can schedule a time in my calendar, and you can also add me on Voxer. Voxer is a audio app that allows you to communicate quickly. And please don't give this out to anybody. It's only for my clients. So that's how you can get in touch with me. Now, the project management software that we use. So we use Trello, and we also use Google Drive as well. And we're working on Teamwork, but it's still in beta, so we're probably not going to use that quite yet. We might in the future, but those are the project management tools that we use. And I know James P. Friel has been helping you guys get on board with the Trello and everything set up, and so that's awesome. I know you are very familiar with that. So invoicing. So I invoice through Stripe. Now I've got something kind of cool. So one of the biggest issues that I see is just in delays is getting just graphics, copy, and different logos and certain assets that you have to me on time. So I have an incentive. So if you can get those to me, if I say, hey, on Monday, I said, hey, Luke, I need these certain assets, and you can get those to me within 3 days, and you adhere to the set payment terms that we've set up, I actually take 3% off of the entire proposal just for helping us out, which I think is over like $1,000. Anyway, so that's how we have invoicing set up. And then kind of some random tidbits about me. I live in Idaho, and yes, the rumors are all true. Everybody farms potatoes here. And you also notice that I do have squirrel syndrome. Like I'm working on it. It is something that I'm aware of and something that I know I need to fix. But I'm everywhere, and I've always got different ideas, and so anyway, Trello definitely helps kind of keep everything organized. Another thing is I never recommend anything I haven't tried. So I always try to make sure that I'm finding the best thing out there, and I'm split testing a lot of different things. And I never recommend anything that's really shady or anything else like that, because I believe in creating a company and core values that really are going to reflect who I am. And that is something I always want to be very, very positive. I'm also single. So if you have any cute sisters, cousins, literally just throwing this out there, any referrals, that would be awesome. And I am just partially kidding with you on this. So I love dry humor for some reason. I don't know. It's like my favorite type. I think it's hilarious. And anyway, Luke, I am so looking forward to getting to know you better over the coming months and weeks as well. So that's kind of a high-level overview of what the business report is and how I can help be able to put this involved. And so I'm super excited to be able to hear from you on what your thoughts are. And if you're ready, we can go ahead and get started with those dates. And if not, then I hope this was helpful, and I hope you were able to have a little bit more clarity about what the blueprint is for you to be able to actually pull this off. So anyway, very much looking forward to chatting over the course of the next couple weeks and months, and we'll chat later, man. We'll see ya. Thanks.